Yo, what's going on, Kicks Army? Today I'll be doing a sneaker drawing on the Air Jordan 7 Low NRG Taxi set to release later on this month. As well as I'll be talking about Rob Pelinka's thoughts on Kyle Kuzma's offseason, Zach LaVine wanting to be an all-star, and Daryl Morey's thoughts on adding Carmelo. Let's get it! First of all, if you guys enjoy these daily sneaker drawing videos and basketball discussions, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bounce past that bell to get post notifications. And more importantly than all of that, if you enjoy free sneaker stencils, I have the perfect website for you. It's called KicksArt.com. That is your #1 source for free sneaker stencils. You know why it's #1? Because I upload 2 new free sneaker stencils a day. Like, I really should be doing homework right now. I shouldn't be doing these videos, I shouldn't be doing these stencils, but I'm doing it anyway because I'm committed. You know, it was something, I thought of something today in the car, and it was actually a pretty weird idea, but it was also kind of motivating at the same time. I was driving home from school. I was super tired because I had woken up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I was coming back around 1 p.m. to go home, eat, and then get ready for work. And even though I have like a ton of homework I have to do and stuff, and I have all these different projects I have to get ready for next week, which is my finals week, I was just thinking about the channel, the stencils, and all that good stuff. I just had one of those moments where I was thinking to myself out loud. I don't know if you guys ever have those moments where like you're talking to yourself, but I said to myself, I'm like, Steve, as long as you stay consistent and you stay hungry and nothing bad happens to your left hand and or your trachea, you will be fine. All of what you're doing will pay off and it will be worth it. Because legit guys, some days I'm really thinking to myself, okay, I probably shouldn't do stencils and or a video today because I have to get homework done. I'm not gonna lie, there have been a few times over this last month and a half where like my schoolwork has been coming really close to not being done because I've been focusing on the channel and this website. Again, for those of you who don't know, in terms of making the video and drawing the 2 stencils, editing them and uploading them to the website, that's a good 4 hours of work at least in a day. Which means if I'm doing that every day, that's at least 4 hours every day, and that doesn't even include the time it takes to go to school and or come back from school, obviously sitting in class, as well as going to work and stuff. Like, all of that plays into effect as well. Yeah, sometimes I think to myself, I'm like, man, is this smart? Is this really like the smartest thing I should be doing with my time? There are plenty of times where I thought to myself, I'm like, man, what you're doing is actually kind of crazy. The fact that you're really putting school off to the side for this is really not that smart of an idea. But at the end of the day, you know what? If you want something crazy, you have to do something crazy. Me wanting to build a community around my personal brand of me drawing sneakers, talking about basketball, and putting the stencils up on a website is pretty nuts. Considering that the ideal scenario is eventually I would want to be able to live off of that based off all the things that I'm doing. Obviously, there's a lot of technical difficulties that go inside of there. There's a lot of things that I would have to work on to actually make the money work out, but that's the overall goal. And again, that's kind of crazy because that's also super specific, but that's the reason why I want this to happen, because when the day comes and all this starts coming together and it actually starts working out very well for me, I'll know that, you know what, I was right. I was freaking right. Like I said, the formula for that is to stay consistent, to stay hungry, and to protect my left hand and my throat so that way I can continue to talk. Now, enough of all that, let's get into the sneaker itself. This is the Air Jordan 7 Low NRG Taxi, and this is releasing on the same day as 2 other color variants of the same shoe. I've done sneaker drawings on the other 2 colorways as well. They are the Bright Concord and the Bordeaux. I wanted to do this drawing of the Taxi colorway to kind of complete the trifecta, so that way I have that done. As well as I don't really have the opportunity to mess with too many sneakers that have a lot of yellow in the upper, and I have quite a few yellow markers that I want to experiment with. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to go ahead and execute on that. Like I mentioned, these are all releasing on the 27th, and the retail price is 140 bucks. You guys already know I'm not copping this. I'm not copping anything. I don't have money. I am broke. But if these sneakers catch your fancy, make sure you get in touch with your local retailers to see if they'll have them available. Now, Rob Pelinka has had very interesting comments on Kyle Kuzma lately. He said, quote, he spent a couple sessions with Kobe working out down in Orange County on his footwork. He's also been hitting the track, big changes in his game. If you're on social media, I'm sure you guys have seen the images of him and Kobe together taking pictures, which means that they were working out together. They don't just get together, take a picture, and then leave. And there were also images that surfaced that really show that he did gain some size between this offseason and the previous season. The fact that he's working out with Kobe, really trying to get that footwork going, the fact that he's also running a lot, hitting up the gym to make sure he gains a lot more size is really a good sign for Laker fans. Even though Lonzo Ball was injured for a number of games previous season, Kyle Kuzma really did look like the standout rookie player on that team. The guy averaged 16 points a game, 6.3 rebounds, and 1.8 assists. That's pretty good for your rookie season. He's also 6'9", which, by the way, that's not something you can teach. Being 6'9" is a definite plus in the NBA. Especially when you have his athletic ability and his quickness, that definitely helps out your game and makes it difficult for other defenders to try to defend you. Brandon Ingram is also 6'9", and he has pretty similar stats to what Kuzma had last season as well. The guy averaged 16 points a game, 5.3 rebounds, and 3.9 assists. When you have Ingram, Kuzma, and LeBron all in the lineup at the same time, that makes it pretty difficult for defenders to try to figure out who they should prioritize. Obviously, you want to prioritize LeBron, but it's not you can just leave Ingram and Kuzma open to do whatever they want. These guys are going to get better each and every year. Soon that's going to become a problem, especially if Ingram can add more size. Like, that's just going to be really tough to deal with, and having all that size is certainly going to help them on the defensive end of the glass. Factor those three with either Rondo and or Lonzo Ball making good decisions at the point guard spot, you have a pretty interesting team. I don't know, guys, I'm excited to see the Lakers this season. I really just wanted the basketball season to start right now so I can start enjoying these NBA games. Next, we have an interesting quote from Zach LaVine saying, quote, "I feel like I'm at the stage now where I should be trying to reach accolades like an all-star and things like that." So I obviously agree with Zach LaVine 100%. I think as an NBA player, your goal should be to improve each and every single day. As a person, period, that's what you should be doing, but especially as an NBA player. Thus, if that's your goal to improve each and every single day, eventually one of the marks you should hit would be an all-star. Now, there's over 400 players in the league. Not everybody could be an all-star, but the players that do have the potential, especially those who have starting potential, should look to strive for that. Even though he was injured for a lot of the previous season, he did have some pretty interesting numbers. 16.7 points per game, 3.9 rebounds, and 3 assists. Again, it's nothing too crazy, but he was injured most of the season. I'm sure that if he would have played the full season, his numbers would have improved. Now, the only wrench I want to throw in this all-star consideration is that even though you're going to be in the East where it's a lot easier to make the all-star team, there still are a number of good players in the East. Like, we can't forget about these guys. Let's just kind of start with the top down. We'll see where we land. First, let's start in Boston. All right, Kyrie Irving, definite all-star. Gordon Hayward, assuming he stays healthy, please don't get injured, Gordon Hayward. He's an all-star. Jason Tatum, obvious all-star, right? All right, that's already 3 spots. If I'm not mistaken, there's only 12 people selected per conference, so that's already a fourth of the way there. Next, let's look at Toronto. All right, we have Kawhi Leonard, absolutely, and most likely Kyle Lowry too. Okay, we have to give him that credit. He's been an all-star before. That's 5 players already. Next, let's pivot and let's start to look at Philly. Ben Simmons, definite all-star. Joel Embiid, definite all-star. And ready? Here, listen to this. Potentially Markelle Fultz, okay? He only played a few games last season, but in one of those games toward the end of the regular season, he did have a triple-double. Apparently, he knows how to shoot now. So assuming that's the case, this guy definitely has all-star potential. This is the East we're talking about. So assuming this whole Markelle Fultz thing works, that's already 8 potential all-stars, all right? Let's pivot one more time. Let's look at Washington. All right, we got Bradley Beal and we have John Wall. You could potentially throw Dwight Howard in there if he has a good season, but I'm not going to include that in this scenario. So Bradley Beal, John Wall, that's 10 players already. Kevin Love obviously has all-star potential. He was an all-star back in Minnesota. Heck, he was an Olympian back in Minnesota. We have to give him that credit. Kristaps Porzingis, okay, if he's healthy when he comes back, he's absolutely an all-star. Kemba Walker, Victor Oladipo. There's this really tall guy that plays in Milwaukee. Oh yeah, Giannis. I mean, come on, man. Like, Andre Drummond, right? Oh, Blake Griffin. He's a potential all-star player, too. Point is, I just named more than 12 players that definitely either have a definite shot of making the all-star team and or have potential to be an all-star. Now, listen, Zach LaVine, I understand you want to be an all-star. Listen to me real close. I know you watch my videos, bro. You watch all my videos. I know. If you have a good season, then no doubt you can be an all-star, but you need to have a good season. That's the only catch. Being that the Bulls have a lot of potential and not necessarily a lot of immediate stars, you have the opportunity to go ahead and grab that star mantle and be the leader of that team. So as long as you can go ahead and do that, you'll be fine. And lastly, we have a quote from Daryl Morey, the general manager of the Houston Rockets. When asked about adding Carmelo Anthony to the roster, he said, quote, "Anytime you can add a Hall of Famer and a top USA basketball member, it's a good day." I really just want to unpack this statement real quick because there's a lot of hidden stuff going on in here. Notice how he said it's a good day. He didn't say it was a great day. He didn't say it was a perfect day. He didn't say it was the best day ever. He just said it's a good day. Okay, all jokes aside. Yes, Carmelo Anthony is a good basketball player, but is he good enough to go ahead and do what you guys need him to do to help you guys go past the Warriors and win that championship that you guys probably deserve by now? That's the only question. This guy doesn't have to go and average 30 points a game. If he does, that'd be baller and they'd definitely be title contenders for sure. And that would absolutely resurrect his career. That'd be super great for him, but I don't see that happening. That being said, maybe he doesn't need to do that. Maybe if he can average just, 15 points a game, that's all they need him to do and they'd be set. I don't know what his role should be. I don't know what he should do, but you guys do, so hopefully you implement him in the correct way so that way he has the most success and more importantly, you guys have the most success. I don't know, let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section below. But that's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bounce past that bell to get post notifications. Don't forget to check out KicksArt.com for all your sneaker stencil needs. Got the other videos on the channel you guys already know that I'm uploading daily videos, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Yee!